In August 2021, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced the National Monetization Pipeline, or NMP, aimed at generating 6 trillion rupees over 4 years ending 2025. In this pipeline, the government has planned to lease out assets across sectors such as roads, railways, power transmission, and telecom to private investors. Roads, railways, power transmission, oil and gas, and telecom are the top 5 most valued monetization sectors. They account for almost 83% of the 6 trillion rupees aim.
It's the first time ever that the government is trying to monetize its assets which are not being used most efficiently. So I think it will unlock a lot of capital, which can then be put to much better and much more effective and efficient use. So I think it's the National Monetization Program is a breakthrough in government policy, and the target that they've set is very reasonable.
Various reports citing unnamed sources said the government surpassed its monetization target of 88,000 crore rupees and raised 1 trillion rupees in the fiscal year 2021 to 22. However, in the current fiscal year, it was reported that the government has only monetized assets worth 33,000 crore rupees, of which Coal Ministry raised 17,000 crore, which is more than 50% of total monetization. This year's monetization realization target is 1.6 trillion rupees. The first phase of asset monetization was led by the Roads and Transport Ministry and Coal Ministry. In 2021 to 22, roads and highways worth 23,000 crore rupees were monetized. For FY23, the National Highway Authority of India has set a target of 30,000 crore rupees worth of monetization. Over the 4 years, the monetization target for roads asset is 1.62 trillion rupees. This sector alone makes up 27% of the 6 trillion rupees aim. A Finance Daily recently reported that the government is mulling budget aid to NMP to boost monetization in the coming budget session of the parliament. This aid will be in the form of support to infrastructure ministries such as railways and roads on the basis of their monetization performance. The aid is being thought of at a time when the government is looking at falling behind the monetization target of FY23.
Well, there's a lot of things going on. The government has had a lot on its plate because of the post-COVID situation. That plus, I think the stock market and generally the capital markets were quite uncertain. And the global uncertainties also made sure that we couldn't depend upon foreign direct investment. And I'm hoping that in the fourth quarter, our government will make up a significant amount of that.
In the current fiscal year 2023, the monetization target for railways was set at 57,222 crore rupees. It was later revised down to 30,000 crore rupees due to the ministry's subpar performance in monetization. Business Standard reported last month that railways had only achieved 6% of its 30,000 crore target in FY23. Even in the best case scenario during the last 2023 quarter, it will miss its target by almost 85%. The monetization target for railways in subsequent fiscal years is 44,907 crore rupees for FY24 and 32.5 thousand crore rupees for FY25. The Ministry of Railways was reported to have dropped the idea of monetization through public-private partnership. It is now pursuing monetization through engineering, procurement and construction mode, or EPC mode. In the current fiscal year, Railways is hoping to achieve almost 5,000 crore worth monetization. The Department of Telecommunications, or DOT, under the Ministry of Communications has also failed to achieve its monetization target. As of December 2022, DOT had not raised any money against its target realization of 20,000 crore rupees. The telecom sector under National Monetization Pipeline has a target monetization of 35,100 crore rupees over 4 years. The 20,000 crore rupees target included monetization of over 5 lakh kilometer of optical fiber laid by BharatNet, which is the world's largest rural connectivity project led by the Indian government. The monetization target also included mobile towers. However, the DOT has now dropped BharatNet from the monetization plan. It will now explore alternative assets to achieve monetization targets.
Key hurdle to a program like this is that the incumbent organization, needs to be on board with the plan. And that is very difficult because it is like somebody having to say that I can't do my job well and therefore somebody else needs to do it. Right? In roads, it has happened because of a history of the way NHAI as an organization has evolved. Right? But in railways, very clearly, the incumbent organization itself doesn't seem to be. And that is not an easy problem to solve because many of these sectors are technically, kind of sensitive. There are a whole lot of technical, commercial, and regulatory issues that need to be solved, in which the incumbent has to play an active role.
A lot of the asset monetization has been planned through public sector units or PSUs. Warehouses, stadiums, lands, pipelines, and various other assets that are owned and operated by PSUs are up for monetization. In case of oil and petroleum PSUs such as IOCL and ONGC, the monetization was planned via infrastructure investment trusts. However, that plan was shelved. Both the government and PSUs are now exploring other ways to achieve monetization.
The program has got labeled as a fund or a finance raising program. If you've got a good asset and which is earning cash flows, you can get money through debt, you can get money through equity. The value add is when you get expensive equity capital, you also get expertise and efficiency improvements along with it, which is really at the core of PPP.
With an ambitious target of 6 lakh crore worth of monetization, the government has only 2 fiscal years to go. So far, it has monetized about 1.2 lakh crore worth of assets. With almost 5 lakh crore more to raise, how should it proceed and what is the way forward?
The way the government could handle all of it is that they can get the line ministries to hand over their assets to a centralized department or a central ministry, like for example, the Department of Public Enterprises, so that all of them get collected in one place, and any interest that the line ministries may have to continue to retain these assets can also be overcome in that manner. Some of these assets are quite valuable, and I think they will find takers in the private sector, both nationally and internationally.
With the monetization deadline nearing, the government will have to ramp up the process. Uncertainties may continue well into 2023, but they can be mitigated by efficient processes and taking the interests of all stakeholders into consideration. Apart from raising 6 trillion rupees, the target should also be to improve efficiency of assets.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.